Hey guys, welcome back inside of the Plastic Planet. I'm your host Ryan, hanging out with you guys tonight. Well guys, this is my second video of the year and my second Friday of the year. I'm going to be trying to drop a video every single Friday on this channel right here on Ryan's Plastic Planet. So anyway, last week if you watched it, my video, I talked about my Star Wars collection. Well, this week I'm downstairs in my arcade slash toy room, I guess you might call it, where I have all my other stuff that really isn't Star Wars. I mean, I got some Star Wars stuff down here, but not a lot. So anyway, I'm going to give you guys an update of what I've been doing down here. Just like up in the Star Wars room, I've made some not huge changes down here, but there's some shelves I've fitted out and filled out, I should say, and it's looking pretty good. So anyway, guys, let's just get a quick little tour around here. These are like mini tours, kind of, but you know, I'm not going to go over every single thing in the room. But anyway, I'll just kind of show you guys what I've updated and just kind of give you a lay of the land and how it looks. All right, guys, this is going to be rad. Let's do it right now. Alright guys, well I'm up here at the top of my stairs. The only change I have really up here is I've added this fucking awesome 2025 Superman poster down here in my room. I used to have a Raiders of the Lost Ark poster in here for a lot of years. In fact, it's underneath it right now. But I've changed it out with Superman because I absolutely love that movie, which is going to kind of segue now into what I want to show you guys down here in the main room as we walk down here. Alrighty, well, let's catch you guys up on what's been going on with my Superman collection. As you guys can see, I have a fairly, I don't know, I would call it a modest size Superman collection. I kind of like it. But anyway, I got a lot of cool shit up here that you probably have never shown off here on the Plastic Planet, including some McFarlane figures. I just got Superman there with Crypto. And then I went to the theater on the day of the opening, took my kids, and we all got the giant popcorn buckets that they had at the AMC theater, which is the exclusive at the AMC theater was this awesome newsstand, which I think is really rad. And of course, not that I'm a completist or a collector of popcorn buckets, but this was sort of a special movie for me. I had to get the Crypto one. That was I believe that's a Cinemark exclusive, and I don't have a Cinemark theater in my flight path here in Denver, so I had to order that off eBay. But I love him. I love this Crypto popcorn bucket. He's really freaking cool. Okay, now guys, in getting into my cabinets here, my D-Tolf cabinet, I'd say the biggest ad obviously is the Hot Toys. Really cool David Cornsweet Superman. I love this figure. I love this movie, man. I know that there's some, I don't really understand why there's any freaking controversy about that film. I thought it was awesome. I loved it. It was the funnest time I've had in a theater in a really long time. I thought it was wonderful. So I'm really excited about it. I really love what James Gunn's doing with the DC universe so far. And yeah, so anyway, this Hot Toy figure, though, not to get off track, is really rad. You got Crypto there, and you know, he comes with the cape, and the cape's all got a wire thing in it so you can adjust it. And then of course the stand here, and the stand's got a nice magnet in it. This figure's been out for a while, and there's obviously other videos out there that's gonna you know, go into the weeds on this guy. I'm not gonna tonight. I'm just showing you off how I have him displayed here in my collection. But yeah, looking really absolutely awesome. And then right over here is a Superman 2025 light that I picked up at GameStop. I was kind of excited about it, and I got it home and I realized it didn't have a USB plug. It just was battery operated, so I'll probably never light it up, but it looks pretty cool in there with my Hot Toys figure and some of my other Superman collectibles. So that's really rad. I'm digging this one a lot. I love coming down here and checking him out. I actually moved out my really cool Daily Planet Superman and Lois statue that had been living in there for years, moved that up over onto the top of the D-Tolf over here, and it still looks really good up there. So yeah, you guys can see the top there. See how good that looks? That's looking really awesome. So yeah, anyway, so I've got I keep wanting to call him Brandon Roth. I got David Cornsweet Superman right here, right next to my Christopher Reeve Superman. So really awesome. And of course, I still have Henry Cavill as well, because I love those movies too. So anyway, yeah, looking really damn awesome. Alrighty guys, and just to give you a quick update on what's going on in my Superman 1978 Christopher Reeve Superman cabinet, I did pick up these awesome retro looking figures. I think these were a Target exclusive, and I have the Jor-El somewhere else. I didn't get all the variations in this wave, but I got most of them. I've got Jor-El somewhere on card. I can't seem to find what I did with it, but it's around. I'll find them. But anyway, I got these awesome cards. We got Luthor, we got Superman, we got Lois Lane in her white pantsuit, and we got General Zod there. Terrence Stamp as General Zod. Very cool. cool. We got these figures here, and like I said, these figures are like a retro figure, which is really, really nice. I think a company called Spin Master put these out. Anyway, they're really, really cool. And the best part about them was they were only $7.99 at Target, like I said. And for $7.99 for an action figure in this day and age, retro looking 3.75 inch small or otherwise, is kind of a good deal here in 2025, 2026. So I was glad that they put these out at a really reasonable price, not at some overinflated collector, surcharge that you see with other IPs like Star Wars, you know what I'm saying. So anyway, yeah, these were really, really cool. So really, really happy to get those here in the collection. And yeah, my Christopher Reeve Superman shelf is looking dynamite. Yeah, I dig it. It's looking great. Alright guys, next up tonight, and I don't know about you guys, but once in a while I go on some weird tangents as a collector. I'll just kind of go down a rabbit hole and start buying things that I don't normally buy, but just like one thing will tickle my fancy, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I got to get this next, and then I got to get that next. I'm only going to get these, and then I end up getting another one. You know how that is. So anyway, just recently, over the previous fall here in 2025, and then into the holidays 2025, I kind of went down a Peanuts rabbit hole. And I picked up a bunch of these Super 7 figures. There's some Metacom figures in there, and there's another brand in there I don't know. I can't remember. I opened the box. I just threw it out. I didn't really think about doing a video on it, and so I didn't keep the box to reference what company made it. You'll forgive me for that. But anyway, yeah, so I've got this awesome Peanuts shelf here. First up, I've got this Snoopy on the motorcycle. This is the Motocross Snoopy. This one was done by Metacom, not Super 7. This one was done by Metacom. I picked him up off Amazon for about 30 bucks. He's got a stand there. It looks really, really cool. This one's kind of special to me because this is from, I think the title of the TV special was You're a Good Sport, Charlie Brown, and that's the motocross one. That's the one where Charlie Brown wins a motocross, and the grand prize is a haircut. And of course, Charlie Brown has really, 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 really short hair, and so it doesn't make a lot of sense, even though he says in the special that his dad is a barber. I didn't know his dad was a barber, but anyway, so this is the Snoopy. This is the Mass Marvel. This is when his motorcycle works. Of course, later on in the special, he ends up riding around on a tennis ball shooter, which is really, really kind of stupid and crazy, but I love it. So yeah, I kind of have a special place in my heart for that episode, because that episode actually came out 2 weeks after I was born in November of 1975. So over 50 years ago now. Really, really, really cool. Back there, I got some just Snoopy Huggin' Woodstock. That's a little wood sign I picked up at Hobby Lobby. Then over here, I've got the Super 7 Franklin. He looks awesome. Picked him up off eBay during a Black Friday sale, so I only spent $14.99 on him. I got the Super 7 Charlie Brown there, right in the center. And again, picked him up on a Black Friday sale for about $14.99. Spent $20 on Lucy, because she's awesome. You gotta have Lucy. Actually, I've got some other characters I still need to get represented in here, obviously. And then, of course, I picked up Linus. I think he just came out this year. He's got his blue blanket there. That's a Super 7. Now, the Snoopy and his doghouse and Woodstock, that was the figure that I just picked up. It's an older figure, I think from the mid-2010s, I want to say. And I can't remember the company that did it, because I just opened it and tossed the box. Anyway, I picked him up off eBay for about 30 bucks, and he came in the box. I opened that shit, man. But I think he looks really, really good. So I got Woodstock up there in his nest, got Snoopy's doghouse, and there's Snoopy himself looking really, really cool with his dog bowl full of bones, which is just fun. And then in the back, check out in the back. So hanging out there all lonely on the pitching mound there, obviously getting the shit kicked out of him once again is poor disparaged Charlie Brown there. I love that so much. I can relate to that in so many ways. But yeah, I love that a lot. That is actually a Metacom piece. Picked that up recently as well in the last couple months. I think I only paid like 30 bucks for him. And I got him off Amazon as well. Now, if you look back into the back, now my plan was to kind of outfit this whole white area on the shelf with some actual Peanuts comics. So I ordered these as a lot off of eBay, from one seller off eBay. And when I got them, I realized that they were the genuine article. If you guys can see, I'll kind of get back there. If you guys can see the date on that, Sunday, July 30th, 1967. That's how old that Sunday newspaper clipping is of that Peanuts comic. And I've got 3 more in there just like it. Again, all from the 1960s. Now, again, I was just going to tape them up all along the shelf here. But once I got it, I'm like, I can't do that. These are like almost 60 years old. They're like 59 years old. I can't do that. I can't wreck them. You know, I feel like they've been around and been in such good kept in such good shape for almost 60 years that it's kind of my responsibility to keep them in good shape when they're while they're in my possession. Because, you know, I'm 50. I'm not going to live forever. And, you know, someone took good care of these and I should take good care of them too. So I'm going to have to figure out some way to get them up on here without compromising them in any way, not like putting Scotch tape on them or anything like that. So that's something I'm thinking about because there are more comics in there than just the one on the top there. That looks really, really cool. I love that. And then moving over here, finally, I was at TJ Maxx over the holidays, and you know how deep discount retailers like TJ Maxx, Ross, those are the ones I have in my area. They do deep discount toy sales over the holidays, and they get tons and tons of merch in, overflow stock from other stores, and it's just an orgy of awesomeness, you know, picking up all these figures. I bought a ton of stuff at Ross too, a bunch of Star Wars stuff at Ross and other things, but I found this Schroeder's piano at TJ Maxx, and it's so cool. They got the whole gang up there, and it's bright and it's colorful, and check it out. You push the button here and you get Vince Guaraldi's Linus and Lucy. Oh, that is so cool. And I'm sorry I'm talking over it because I don't want to get a copyright claim on this video, but that is so awesome. I absolutely love that a lot. So I'm going to turn that off once again so we don't get that copyright claim. But yeah, looking really, really cool. This is fun. I'll just come down here and gaze at this shelf and fire that up. It's so cool. I love it. Thanks. All right, guys, so moving up the shelf here, I got my Muppets collection right here, which is really, really cool. I've showed that off on the Plastic Planet. I'm not going to go into the weeds on that one right now. As well as my Garfield collection, which is also really, really cool. And I'm not going to go into the weeds on that one either, just showing it to you. Coming up to the top shelf here, I've got one of my very favorite books from my childhood, and that is the actual book I owned as a kid. It was one of the first books I ever read, you know, a long book. It wasn't like Dr. Seuss or some shit. It's Beverly Cleary's The Mouse and the Motorcycle. And I love that cover. And again, that was my book from when I was a kid, and I gave it to my oldest son, and he had it for several years, and I found it in his room when we were cleaning it out after he left for college. I'm like, I'm taking this back. So yeah, it's mine again. But yeah, I love this one so much. I love this book so much. You know, Ralph S. Mouse there, you know, wearing his ping pong ball helmet on Keith's motorcycle. If you know, you know. So yeah, I love that a lot. All right, guys, and then next up, speaking of deep discount pickups, I picked up all of these vinyl South Park figures at my Five Below store here in Colorado. Spent $5 on each, just like the name of the store suggests. And I got almost the whole South Park gang, man. I got Stan, Kyle, Kenny, Cartman, and of course Butters. So yeah, I got the whole South Park gang there. Looking really, really cool. I didn't have a South Park representation in my collection. So yeah, it was good to get these guys and get them in my collection for only like $20. So that was awesome. And then I've also got this awesome, cool stuffed plush Garfield up there hugging his teddy bear Pookie. I picked that up at Target just recently in the kind of the adult collectible section. Oh, someone just flushed a toilet upstairs. If you guys can hear that. But anyway, yeah, picked him up at like the adult collectibles section of Target where they keep the NECA figures. I hate saying the adult toy area because it makes it sound like I'm talking about fucking dildos or something. But yeah, the adult collectibles section. Once again, picked up that Garfield. He's right next to that vintage Garfield trash can I picked up last year. Then coming over here, if you're a Sesame Street fan, and I'm a big Sesame Street fan, I owe a lot of my early childhood development, honestly, to Sesame Street. We're eating good as Sesame Street fans because I picked up the NECA Bert and Ernie there. They look really, really cool. Once again, that's from NECA, so those are awesome. Right next to my vintage Sesame Street lunchbox I picked up a couple of years ago. Got it back in my possession. I had that lunchbox when I was a preschooler, and so it was cool to get it again as an adult. So that's really, really cool. And then I also got this model of Oscar the Grouch with Wormy, which is really, really cool. So yeah, this is just a model. I can't remember the company that did it. It's an import, but it looks really, really good. Oscar looks fantastic there with Slimy there. And yeah, that looks really, really freaking cool right next to this awesome porcelain Oscar the Grouch my wife got me. So yeah, that's really, really cool. So yeah, great little section up here on my top shelf. Alrighty guys, so moving over to the next set of shelves. Oh, there's my Super 7 Jumbo Peanuts figures. Kind of cool. Moving over to this next set of shelves over here, I'm going to show off to you guys my vast horror collection. And I mean that very tongue-in-cheek. Yeah, this is really, really cool. I'm not a big horror guy. I'm a sensitive little soul, and I don't typically like horror movies, but I like some of the classics. And they're definitely represented here. Some of the Universal monsters got Bela Lugosi's Dracula there, and then of course the classic Universal Frankenstein, looking really, really cool. Those of course are from NECA, as you know, as well as a lot of the environmental pieces here, like the coffin and a lot of these things as well. But then of course I've got Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, in there as well. She's awesome. I think I've showed her off on the channel before. She kept falling over, like her head is really heavy. She would fall off shelves, so I just had to kind of place her inside of that coffin so she wouldn't fall over anymore. And it totally works. I think it looks absolutely great. So yeah, so that's really, really cool. So I got my classic monsters in here. And then of course, it wouldn't be complete without some of my favorite cereals, which of course are always put back out around Halloween. We got Count Chocula there. Now these were put out by NECA, I believe, as well. And I picked up both of these figures at my local Ross store again during that super deluge of overstock collectibles that they get at Christmas time. Only paid $11.99 for this guy. Of course, he goes, I think he went for over 30 at you know, regular retail. So that's really, really cool. He's got his Count Chocula box there, his vintage looking Count Chocula box. So that's really, really cool. And then of course we got Frankenberry over here. So he's really, really rad. He's hanging out next to Frankenstein, and of course Count Chocula is hanging out next to Bela Lugosi's Dracula, because that makes sense, right? So anyway, that's really, really cool. So anyway, that's most of my horror shelf. I do have Megan over here, and she's really rad. I loved that movie. Saw both of them, Megan and Megan 2.0. Megan 2.0 wasn't nearly as good as the original, but it was still fun. I like dumb schlock like that, and if it's got a robot in it, I'm totally in. So yeah, you know, Megan is like the horror version of Small Wonder, and if you know who Small Wonder is, you know. I'm not going to get into who she is, but if you're a child of the 80s, you know who Small Wonder is. But yeah, I love Megan 2.0 there. And then I got the creature from the Black Lagoon here in this aquarium. I think I've showed him off before on the channel. Excuse, you're going to see my trying to get my reflection of my own ass out of the shot there. But yeah, there's the creature from the Black Lagoon there in an aquarium. And not that these are really horror films, but you know, honestly, it's a spooky fucking movie if you watch it till the end. I got my two black hole figures from Diamond Select that I've had on the channel before, and I've had those for a number of years now. I got Maximilian and Vincent there. So yeah, looking cool. This is a fun shelf. This is my horror shelf. I've never showed it off before. And well, now you've seen it. So yeah, cool. And another rabbit hole I went down just recently was collecting Simpsons figures from Jaxx. And these are really cool. These are only 2.5-inch sized action figures. And so why I wanted to get these as opposed to the 5-inch ones that also have come out in the last year is these come with, you know, vehicles and play sets, obviously. So yeah, I picked up all of these Jaxx figures. Now I've shown off the Simpsons living room and all the characters in there in a previous video here on the Plastic Planet. It's somewhere from last year, maybe. So that's really, really cool. There's Smithers there. And of course I did pick up the car. I had to get the car when I saw the car at Target for only like 20 bucks. So yeah, there's the Simpsons car there, which is really, really, really fun. Of course you can lift up the top here and put the figures in. If I can get it. I can't get it right now. But yeah. Anyway, you can lift up the top, which kind of reminded me of the old Mego Dukes of Hazzard General Lee. But yeah, so anyway, that's really cool. You got the whole family in there, and there's exclusive figures. You got Road Rage and Homer there, and Bart being a little dick, and Lisa back there, and then there's Marge just being oblivious and just chilling. So that's really cool. And then back here, this was from, I think, a 25th anniversary line from The Simpsons, and it was like highlighted a lot of their guest stars. That's Mark Hamill, and for obvious reasons, I had to get Mark Hamill in my Simpsons collection. And then, of course, I got the Krusty Krab over here. The Krusty Krab. Wrong fucking cartoon, dude. I got Krusty Burger over here with Krusty the Clown. And of course, I got Bart and Milhouse and Grandpa Simpson. And so, yeah, that's just really cool. And of course, both of these playsets have different sides. So on the back side of that, you have the drive-in and the drive-through, and on the back side of the house, you have the Simpsons house. So that's really cool. So anyway, this is a fun collection. I'm not going to spend too much more time on it, but I've really enjoyed collecting these because, again, the figures are only like $3, and the play sets are only between $20 and $30. So yeah, that's really, really damn fun. So anyway, that's my Simpsons shelf, and it's going to keep growing, I think. And I'm probably going to do more with it than what I got right here. But for right now, that's the update. I think it looks pretty cool.
Nothing beats a Stouffer's pizza. Luscious toppings on a French bread crust so crispy brown.
Alrighty, well, what else have I been spending a bunch of dumb money on? Well, I resisted for a long time. I resisted, but I ended up buying a shitload of the Studio Series 1986 Transformers from Hasbro. And so I got a bunch of them over here, and they're really cool. Let's check it out. Alright, so check it out. I was watching another YouTube creator's video on these, a review or showcase on these. And of course, these are the Studio 86, and it's been dubbed the Childhood Trauma Collection. I didn't come up with that name, someone else did. But yeah, we got Ironhide there, and Ratchet. And then Prowl. And Brawn there, just getting their ass freaking kicked. From Transformers the movie, from the 1986 Transformers the movie, which is one of my all-time favorite movies ever. So it kind of led me down a rabbit hole where I started collecting some more of these Studio 86 figures. I've been collecting a few over the years, but it really put me down the rabbit hole of collecting more. I got this Optimus Prime over here. That's actually if you can see it, that is actually a third-party Optimus Prime. I think it's the same color, same size as the Studio 86 one from Hasbro, but it's a third-party KO. I only got it for $30 as opposed to spending $100 on the Optimus Prime, and you know, it just didn't have the trailer, which I don't care about. So that's kind of cool. And, I went third-party on that one. But anyway, yeah. Then I also got some of the cone-headed Seeker jets there. I got Ramjet and Thrust, and then I've got the Kingdom Megatron. I have the Studio 86 Megatron coming, as well as the Studio 86 Thundercracker and the Studio 86 Soundwave, and some of the cassettes coming as well, but those haven't shipped yet. I picked those up from Big Bad Toy Store, trying my best to kind of support some of those small independent toy stores online during this time when we got all this bullshit going on with tariffs and whatnot. So anyway, I got those coming, so that's really, really cool. And I got some of the Studio 86 Constructicons there over on this part of the shelf. And I don't know if this really is accurate to scale, but I thought it would look really cool for my Gigapower, which are more like Masterpiece scale Dinobots, to be kicking the shit out of them. So anyway, yeah, so we got Scrapper there getting his arm bitten off by Sludge, and then we got Bone Crusher there about to get his head torn off by Grimlock. So I love that a lot. That's just really, really fun over here. That's a really, really cool little display I have. So I dig that a lot. That's rad.
Such heroic nonsense.
And I'm not going to go in the weeds here, but I just wanted to show it off real quick. Of course, one of my masters of the universe shelves. I've got 3, but this one is my favorite. So that's really damn cool. Just a bunch of different scale figures from different companies and whatnot, and different representations. But yeah, that's really fun. I love that. Alrighty guys, kind of finishing up, coming over here. Got my 2 Pac-Man Arcade 1-Up cabinets. Got this plushy Pac-Man that I picked up again at Five Below. Again, I think I spent $6 on him, $5, I don't know, but he's really, really cool. I got some awesome Metacom Pac-Man figs up here. That guy is awesome. I've showed him off on the planet before. But yeah, this is a good little Pac-Man shelf here, looking really, really cool. Oh, hey, what's up, Copabot? He's hanging out back here.
You're a bitch.
And then almost finally, I have this awesome Pac-Man shelf that I've been working on. Now this is, most of my gaming stuff is on here, my retro gaming stuff I should say. I've got my Nintendo carts right there with some Nintendo figures. Got a light up Mario down there as well, 8-bit Mario. And then coming up here, I've got my Atari collection, my Atari 2600 and my Atari 7800 collection. And I've just got a lot of Pac-Man goodies up here. And some of these I've shown off before and some of these I haven't. Got these 2 figures. They were a 2-pack. Got those at Five Below. Again, deep discount. So cheap shit, but fun shit. They're actually remote control Pac-Man and Blinky there. I don't have the remote controls out and I haven't tried them, but I just think they look really, really damn good on a shelf. And then I picked up just recently this Pac-Man double feature, which has the old 2600 Pac-Man on it, which a lot of people don't like, and the 7800 version, which I think is a homebrew, but I'm not sure. But anyway, that's really, really cool. So yeah, that's a cool shelf. There's the box it came in. And then there's an old 2600 box that's still sealed from 1982. So that's really cool. 1981, 1982. So yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, anyway, that's my Pac-Man collection. Looking really, really cool. And then coming around here, just some more junk. Lots of junk. But I do have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I know it's January, we're not talking Christmas anymore, but I didn't work on the channel in December, and I did pick up this guy from Lowe's. This is my 1/1 scale Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He was outside in my Christmas display in front of my house for a month, but now I just didn't have it in my heart to put him in the box again. So he's going to live down here with me in the basement during the off season. So we'll get him out in front of the house again next November. But for right now, he's chilling out down here, and I like him a lot. He's really, really fun. He talks and shit. He's pretty awesome. Yeah, looking cool. So yeah, looking cool. Oh, I got an alien neon light. Faux neon light, LED neon light that I picked up at Hobby Lobby for $10. And then we got some Donkey Kong Jr. there on my original NES. And then, oh, check it out. This is spooky, guys. Look, I even got hazard tape up there, and I bought a dinosaur sign. Keep out. There's dinosaurs in this fucking area. But yeah, I got some of my very favorite dinosaur figs. These are all Jurassic World figs. Most of them are some of them are Hammond collection. Some of them are just regular ones. Like the Dreadnoughticus here's a regular one, but he's so big. Look how big that Dreadnoughticus is. Yeah, he's really, really, really cool. Now I've got this awesome Hammond collection Stegosaurus there, and then the Hammond collection T-Rex. Yeah, I've had him in the collection for a while, but I got him reposed and looking so freaking cool. Yeah, he is fucking boss. And I got Hammond collection freaking Allosaurus there. Yeah, I love that. Freaking Big Al. Yeah, he's looking cool. And then we have the regular version of Diplodocus. So yeah, he's really, really cool. Look at this dude. Yeah, I love Diplodocus. That's really, really rad. Inostrancevia right there. He's not a dinosaur. He's from the Permian geological time period. Anyway, we won't get into that. But yeah, really good, really, really cool. Again, I got hazard tape up there. Isn't that a nice display? Yeah, that's a rad looking display. Yeah, that's really, really cool. So yeah, more dinosaurs over there. Got Brachiosaurus over there. Yeah, looking cool. And there's my editing center. Looking nice. So yeah, anyway, yeah, I don't know. Shit. Looking fucking awesome.